Morning class. Sorry I'm not here today to get you guys started off with your unit. As you can tell, I don't feel very good. My voice is very manly. I probably have a deeper voice than any boy in the classroom right now. But I'm still going to try to get you guys started on this editorial unit today because we've kind of had an easy week and I think it's time to get rolling on some homework. So with that said, we are beginning our editorial unit. If you didn't do this already, you need to get the folder with your name on it out of the English 10 tray. And inside of it, you're going to see some papers, one that looks like this, and then another one that looks like this. This is my grading sheet for you for the next few weeks. You don't necessarily need to do anything with it except for look at your grade or, see what was expected of you of each editorial. If you're not 100% sure what an editorial is, it's just a smaller article. Mr. Jungers probably has this for you, and it might even look familiar too. It's a Scope magazine editorial. I always like to start off with a resource that is familiar to you, and then as we get moving, we'll probably be picking up on editorials that might be a little bit more challenging that you necessarily wouldn't pick up on your own or see in school. However, I really try to keep the topics of what's happening now in our world. So every year I'm trying to find new articles because articles from like 2 or 3 years ago, I keep them, but I look at them and they're already just kind of obsolete. We are going to be doing this unit for a variety of reasons. One, I'm going to read this here. It says, a good editorial reader, you don't want to accept what is read. You've got to be careful. And that's something that I'm kind of getting you in shape for your senior year when you write critical analyses. And they read a lot of articles and even like fictional stories, and they have to just gain their own personal opinion. I don't want them to have my opinion if they don't necessarily agree with it. And so also to do that, you ask questions, and we're going to be learning that in the course of the next few weeks here. Excuse me. How to ask the article or the author questions, and then carefully consider alternatives. I think that's the most important part. What else could be true here that this author isn't actually saying? Are we really looking at the entire spectrum here? And I think that is so important in today's world, especially when you have newsfeed coming at you on Facebook or Tumblr, or just the news in general. Are we getting a one-sided story? I think sometimes we are. And you really have to, find those other sources that are telling you the truth. And so anyway, I specifically do that with the immigration happening right now. Do I want a bunch of, do I want a lot of illegal immigrants in my country? No. But at the same time, they're still human beings. And when I see some actual like real documentaries of what's happening on the border, I feel like building that wall isn't necessarily the answer. So, but that's the knowledge I'm gaining. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't listen to just one side of the story. I try to make sure I'm getting the full story. And that's what I want you guys to do as you move off into the world. And then last, you get to determine your own position on the issue. Okay? All right. So with that said, you guys are going to get I think a fairly easy article today. Should your parents control your phone? And this may not be applicable to all of you, but I think you still have your teenager. The majority of you do have phones, if not all of you. And if you don't, I think you could still have an opinion on the issue. Before you read, I want you to be looking at this. Right, sorry, this is opposite. It's like a mirror. Right here, you're going to write number 1, okay? Because you're working on editorial number 1, and then I need you to fill this information out as well, okay? It's important to know who your author is. And then I want you to do the predictions before you read. You can look at the pictures, you can look at the headings, but don't read it, and I want you to make predictions as to what you think the article is going to be about and what arguments they might make. Read the article, and then go ahead and answer the rest of the graphic organizer for Monday. I think it's pretty. I think you're going to get through this article just fine. And through the graphic organizer just fine. Make sure I can read your answers. If you need to type up your answers, that's totally fine. Print it off, staple it to this sheet. If I can't read it, I'm giving you 0. So be thorough with your answer as well. Some of the answers are going to be short. What the issue is, like number 2, what is the issue? It's probably just going to be like 1 sentence. But what is the author's position? Probably 1 sentence. And you don't have, and they may not tell you. You kind of have to figure out through their word choice and whatnot what side you think they're taking. And number 6, you are not allowed to say it doesn't. It says, how does this editorial affect how you feel on the subject? Your answer cannot be, it doesn't. It doesn't affect me. You have to go a little bit further than that. Sorry. So, what's it make you think about? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Did you learn something new? Did you already know all of this stuff? And if you did, I want to know what you thought about it. Okay, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to shut up, and you guys have a great weekend. Bye.